And hello everybody out there, this is Temierus here, and I'm doing something a little bit different here because if I'm completely honest with you, the game I tried to get is having server problems. It was a multiplayer game, so it's probably going to get pushed back to Wednesday for them to get that sorted out. I was kind of desperate for a game, and like I said before, there weren't that many interesting games, and I was kind of stuck on that one. I saw a little bit from Jim Sterling about this game, how he was saying it was not the greatest, and the little bits I saw from his videos are, how bad is this game really? So all this video pretty much is how bad is this game really? So let's jump straight into it and see just how bad it truly is. I've been told it uses the same monsters and enemies from the slaughtering grounds. He was not joking about the lights.
We have been traveling for more than 1 hour, and I think we should have reached headquarters 20 minutes ago.
That was dialogue apparently.
We are completely lost now, thanks to you.
It's a weird pause.
I know exactly where I am going.
There's nobody in that car. If you look closely, there's nobody in there. In fact, if you look at the lights, if you look at the wheels, I'm sorry, if you look at the wheels when the light hits it just right, you can actually see the wheels aren't even moving. So far, we are off to a fantastic start.
Okay, what? We are lost, aren't we?
We'll take a right turn and reach the headquarters within 20 minutes.
We just said that you were supposed to be there 20 minutes ago.
No. I think we should take a U-turn and head back.
No need.
Well, I think we're going right because if you look over here on the left, there is no road. So, that's where I'm getting that. See, right there, you can see the wheels aren't moving. This is not a road, this is dirt with a sidewalk by it. And there's vines going down into it.
Stop doing that. Why are you playing with the headlights and the siren?
I didn't touch anything. This stuff is happening on its own.
Okay. I am presently shocked that I decided to attempt this as a video.
The car seems to have broken down.
So, one thing I have to say here, if you're making a game and you want to put it up on Steam,
I have no idea.
if your only voice acting option is this, I strongly urge you to consider just not having voice acting at all. Just put a text box and just click to go through the text scenes. That way, nobody calls you out for if they're taking too long or too fast for the text. They can read at their own pace. Because this is not good. In case you're curious, this game costs $10. So, I guess we have to walk now. I do have to see if I can get one thing to work that I saw. Yes!
Over here.
That does happen. So this is somebody who doesn't understand how to make their physics work. That's what that is.
Over here.
Well, that's interesting, I suppose. This environment is not good. I can just flat out say that. The size of the road and really the scale of everything doesn't make sense. Like that fire escape looks like a fire escape for a building, I want to say a third the size of the building it's attached to. There's no sidewalks here.
I don't see anyone around here. Hey, over here.
I appear to be stuck. I can't go over there.
Hey, over here.
Well, this was unexpected. No, I am well and for truly
over
stuck
here.
right now. I don't know what I'm stuck on. Oh my god, I just noticed. The street just ends. There's nothing there to be an end for it. It just stops.
Okay, over here.
That's not how roads work. And what's with these tiny picket fences?
Okay, over here.
That's not a fence that can be a barrier to anybody. That's barely even a barrier for a toddler. Oh yeah, I ended up finding out because I tried to speed through because the restart just puts you all the way back at the start. If you go ahead of this person, they will stop. You have to be near them. You can't know where to go to speed the whole damn process up. I also noticed
Is
that the torso
anybody there?
doesn't.
Hello.
So,
I am getting a
yeah,
bad vibe about this place.
I'm getting a bad vibe about this game. Now, if I recall correctly, from what I saw from Jim Sterling, he was playing it on PS4. This is on PC. I think it's only 2 systems that's on. I
Hello.
don't know
Anyone there?
this
We
is
need
considered a Nintendo Switch-worthy game or not. Granted, Nintendo now wants to have a swarm of 30 games a week
Hello,
on there?
officer.
Or was it a
Our
month?
car has broken down, and we need some help.
I mean, that's very clearly a zombie.
Officer, are you all right?
No, it's a zombie. He has no brains to eat. I don't know if I'm supposed to go in there or not. I'm afraid she's
We
going
need
to
your assistance, officer.
push spacebar to skip. We're
What
going
are
to see
you
what
doing?
this does first.
Why are you standing in a corner like that?
Because it's a zombie.
Help. Help.
Okay. So now we have a gun.
Kelly, come in, Kelly. Are
Did I
you
shoot a
all right?
dart at it?
Kelly, come in.
Help me. Please help me.
Where are you?
These monsters have kidnapped me and trapped me in a swimming pool.
Okay.
I don't want to die.
You sound very calm about
Don't
that.
worry, I'm coming.
Guns, not weapons. Pick them up from our car.
Okay. There was a red ball there, and I'm not sure what it did. There's no sight aiming. Why would you need that? Okay, he's not dead. Wow, this is not actually a semi-auto fire because there's a huge delay between when you can fire it and when you can't. This recoil is also ridiculous. The lighting is now flipping out and has no idea what it's doing. So that's more interesting. I have a feeling there's no point in trying to get a headshot on the enemies, and that level of complexity does not exist. I'm almost afraid to shoot them when they're all stunned like that, in case it doesn't count it as them being actually hit. Because it seems like your ammo just doesn't actually do things to them. So that's good. There's apparently experience in this. I don't know what that was. But we have a shotgun now. Okay, the shotgun, which you would expect to be the gun with a lot of recoil, has essentially no recoil to it. At all. So, that is odd. Ah, we were able to load every shell in there at once. I have no idea what kind of mystical shotgun this is, but it's not one that actually exists. I can tell you that much. Alright, we have a scroll wheel to go through guns. Okay, now, my picture to the right is an AK-47. My text says AK-47. The gun I'm holding in my hand is not an AK-47 and is a World's worst render of an MP5. Okay. Well, aiming is essentially impossible. That's good to know. How about we scroll again? Okay, I think, if I remember correctly, that's a Dragunov SVU? SVD? I can't remember what it was there. I'm holding a block. So, let's try and use a scope here. Oh, there's just a bullet hole that's just now been imprinted on that guy. It now floats in the air. That's weird. Okay, it is now dead. Huh, I can't get the scope flip out that Jim Sterling had. He had magical, mystical things happen when he went in a scope. You do have to use quite a bit of ammo to actually kill these enemies, so that's good to know. Now we have another scope weapon, because why not have one of those? Okay, I have no idea where I need to go, so that's fun. I was under the impression that guy was dead, and it would appear he's not. It's very hard to think up things to say for this, though, because it's really just not that good. Progress through the gates by killing all the monsters. Are there more monsters alive? Kill all the enemies and then shoot the lock again. Where are there more enemies? Well, if I managed to run out of sprint, that's refreshing. I have no idea where these theoretical enemies are, so I don't really know how one would progress through this. Then again, I have a feeling that whoever made this game really wasn't all that bothered by how you would be able to progress through this. So, yeah. That's definitely being a thing. Actually, I'm now very upset that the game I tried to get isn't running, because it would probably be 1,000 times more interesting than this. Because this is just bad. Well, as far as I'm aware, I killed everything. There's one. Right, I forgot. It's basically impossible to fire a weapon in this game. For some reason.
What's that?
It's nothing interesting, I can tell you that much. You got an achievement. I'm gonna try and kill these enemies, because I think that's the purpose of the game. We'll see how well that works. I'm not exactly seeing the common thread between the enemies. But, again, I'm sure that they did not care. Now I'm trying to figure out why police had these weapons in their car. And the one weapon I definitely am trying to figure out why they would have is why the police would have an MG42 in there. Why would you have an antique collector's machine gun in the back of a police car? That just doesn't make sense. I also just sprinted on top of those enemies and it sent me catapulting into the sky. So that was also interesting. Now back to the scale that I've mentioned about these environments. As we can tell, these cars come up to, I would say, roughly our hip, which cars would more than likely be larger than that. Unless, of course, we are just a giant. I guess we could be. We game hasn't really said anything about us being, well, anything. As far as I can tell, we have these different guns, and the purpose for having the different guns is, well, there's pretty much no purpose. They're there because that's what normal video games do. And this tried to be like normal video games. Somebody had a positive review on this game that said, despite all the bugs, they found it charming. What are they smoking? And I am tempted to want to have some. My hesitation is, if it's going to make me think that things like this are enjoyable, I don't think I want to do that. There's a big guy. I do recognize that one from the slaughtering grounds, and the little mine dude, I guess we'll call it. I'm guessing by the sheer amount of fire I have to put into this, they want this to be a boss guy who just clipped through the side of a building. But there really is no fanfare for this. Wow, you have to put an awful lot to this thing. That is gonna make me ill trying to even full auto this. Did it die? Or did it just show up over there? I mean, this is what a bad game looks like right here. What you are witnessing, if you're still here, which congratulations if you're still hanging on to this nonsense. This is definitely what a bad game looks like. This is the fear for if Nintendo actually wants to have a crap ton of independent games showing up on their service, is they're gonna get a bunch of this. I don't know what happened there. I thought I was dead, and turns out I wasn't. Kinda wish I was. I mean, that would make dealing with this much more preferable. So he tried to take a bite out of us. You cannot fire full auto. I mean, there's no hope of doing anything if you do that. There's also random screaming I can't figure out. I just still can't get over how there's just these 2D bullet hole images that just float around them. So there you can see them all just sitting in the middle of the air. I don't know who in their right mind thought that looked acceptable. But it's clearly somebody who doesn't care about making a game. So now we have a Dragunov sniper option, but our regular sniper option looked like a Dragunov anyway. At least according to the tooltip. So I don't know what that's all about. See right there. It says Dragunov on there. That's just is formless mass that we pretend is a gun. Because it has a stick shape. There's just playground noises coming out of that. Because it's apparently going to make it scary. I'm not sure how it's going to make it scary. Probably the most scary thing about this game is the sheer fact that this is in episode 1 apparently, so they are threatening. It is a threat. They are threatening that there will be more of this. That terrifies me. To think that that might be a possibility in the world. Okay, there's tentacles coming out of it now. I don't know what that means. Don't know what that's all about. Actually, you know what? Here's the better question. Why am I still doing this? We know this is probably one of the worst things that are out there right now that you could spend $10 on. I mean, if you have $10, spend it on anything other than this. Spend it on a good game. Spend it on seeing a movie. Get yourself a meal. Buy drugs. You could go out and buy drugs for your $10 for all I care. Just make sure it does not come this way. Oh, this is actually the one thing I wanted to see. I wanted to see this mummy who has these sticks just erupting from his palms. Thank God we're dead. Yeah, that was honestly the worst game. I apologize for making this video.